Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Triple Threat Comics YouTube channel. I'm your host, Ian Miller. Tonight, we're actually adding a new segment as well as the movie reactions. We're doing the TV reactions. So, I think in honor of Marvel Studios releasing the Fantastic Four, the first steps in theaters, this is a perfect opportunity to revisit an animated series from the 1990s. Specifically Fantastic Four 1994 to 1996. This show was originally on Fox Kids, which was obviously on Fox, along with Iron Man, the X Men animated series, of course, and my personal favorite, Spider Man the animated series. Now, as a 90s kid, I can tell you, Saturday morning cartoons were the best, but I actually never watched the Fantastic Four, ever. I'd seen maybe clips of it, on YouTube occasionally, but never actually watched a full episode. So, considering this is TV reactions, figure it would be a good time to do it, especially since everyone's waiting about the Fantastic Four first steps. Which, if you haven't checked it out yet, go check it out. But yeah, I was never really a big fan until recently I started reading the later comics. And obviously saw the movie. I even saw the Roger Corman movie, and I thought that was great. But yeah, I never saw the animated series, so this is going to be a very new experience for me. And I'd like to thank everyone, of course, who had watched the Batman movie rewatch reaction with guest Carl Newman. He's a fantastic guy. You learn a lot of stuff about the making of the movie. So yeah, this is obviously the YouTube version. The unedited version will be up on my Patreon page, which is at the link below. So yeah, if you want to see the full thing, go to Patreon and check it out. Well, I think that's it for our introduction. Why don't we get the show on the road? Or, as Ben Gur would say, it's clobbering time.
Strange.
Huh? What? Hey, you're not gonna throw up, are you? Hey!
Wow.
What is it? What's wrong? Oh,
Pretty good invisibility effects.
Reed, he turned into a thing.
Shut her up!
Seriously?
Ben,
He's turned into a thing?
you've got to think about it!
I forgot that was a
We
Steinway
have some
piano.
shopping.
Although witnesses report the young man seemed to be in some sort of trance. There were no
Oh
signs
my
of
god.
Identity indeed. He is nothing.
You don't mean.
A mere nobody I observed on the subway one day. But now that I have crafted his...
Hold it. Hold it. The Puppet Master? The Puppet Master? I remember this guy from the Incredible Hulk series. This is the 82 animated series. I had no idea he was a Fantastic Four villain. Obviously, not reading a lot of the comics, I'm a little lost in some of these things, but still, the Puppet Master? Crazy. Well, back to the show. Okay, so that was episode 1 of the Fantastic Four, the origin of Fantastic Four, part 1. So far, the animation's pretty decent, and the voice acting is pretty good. Uh, the theme song, though, it's very 90s. It's not a bad thing, but it's very much of its time. Yeah, I had no idea that Puppet Master was actually a villain for the Fantastic Four because I remember him being a villain of the Incredible Hulk from the 82 animated series. Ugh, it's crazy. But I actually do like how they did this episode, Ryan Weiss, telling the story on Dick Clark's telethon. Very nice framing work, especially in the commercial breaks, and of course that to be continued. That was actually quite on the nose. But yeah, Yeah, but it's crazy I've never seen this one before. Because, like I said, was not a big fan of the Fantastic Four growing up. In fact, every time the show would start, I would just be immediately move to another channel, like saying, "Okay, where's Batman the Animated Series?" Because I was one of those kids. Yeah, but this seems pretty good though. But I do recall, when I did see the intro to season two, I think the animation did get significantly better, and I'm told that the writing actually got better as well. But there are some lines in here I'm like, I don't know about this. But yeah, well, let's not stand about. Let's get to part two.
No.
Uh,
No. Wait. It is you. Yes.
It's the Fly, and we gotta go catch a cab.
I think I can do better than that. I call it the Fantastic Car.
You wait here, kid. I'll be back here. 24-hour law.
Gordon Butler, hear me.
Hey, you okay, Warden? Warden?
Warden Butler, the man you saw put down a prison riot only moments ago, is now acting.
oh my God, seriously. Just once I like a comic book villain that wasn't bent on just, controlling the world. Just once I would like to see a comic book villain that was purely in for the money. Ugh. But I digress. Back to the show. Was the Fantastic Four episodes 1 and 2. Okay, a good start, I think. But yeah, if I understand correctly, the animation does get better in season 2. But yeah, uh, it's very obvious this was made for kids. Wasn't quite like with Spider-Man or Batman the Animated Series or even X-Men, because you could argue that those shows were made for not just kids but also for adults, especially with the X-Men one, because they had some adult storylines in there ripped from the comics. But yeah, this is definitely geared towards the younger audience, but it's still fun. But yeah, the the theme song is quite something, and the storytelling is pretty good as well. Just some cringe-worthy lines in there that didn't age well, but still pretty good, very good stuff. Yeah, I'm excited to see what the next episodes look like. Obviously, I'll tell more about them as we go along. But yeah, this was a very interesting period for the Fantastic Four in particular, because, as many of us know, the Roger Corman film was supposed to be released in '94, but obviously it never happened because that film was never supposed to be released because, as we know, they only made the film just so the co-producer could keep the rights and then sell them to Fox. Now you have to wonder though, as part of the deal with Fox, do you think that included the animation rights? It's hard to know. It could have been, already in the works, as this was going on. But that's just, we'll never know. But yeah, this is definitely an interesting period in trying to make the Fantastic Four movie for Fox while this animated series is going on. Because, as I recall, director Chris Columbus wanted to do a version of it with Dennis Quaid as Mr. Fantastic and Meg Ryan as Invisible Woman, because they were very much the it couple of the 1990s. So that would have been very interesting to see them in those characters. I don't know who they would have cast for Johnny Storm or, the Thing. But I'm told that Doctor Doom would have made an appearance. Now, jump to now, 2025. I'm actually glad they didn't introduce Doom in, first steps, because I think it would have been overplayed, as he's one of the great villains. So I'm very glad they introduced Galactus and Silver Surfer into this movie, because, again, you don't want to play your best card, too much. And we're going to see Robert Downey's version of Doom in Avengers Doomsday and I think Secret Wars. So that's going to be fun. Well, folks, thank you for joining us. Of course, if you'd like to see the unedited version of this reaction, just go to the Patreon page. The link is down below. And of course, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and now TikTok. And as always, you can check out my YouTube channel. I'll be having guests back on pretty soon. But of course, I've got a few projects coming up, which I can't really talk about because they're in the works. But some exciting stuff is happening. Well, I think that's everything for tonight. I'm Ian Miller, and this has been Triple Threat Comics YouTube channel. Have a good night, folks. Also, be sure to actually follow us on our social media accounts, including Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And if you'd like to follow us on YouTube, just hit that like button and subscribe.